Imagine you are walking into a smartphone store with one simple goal: to buy the best phone your money can buy. As you look around, you see many different brands offering powerful processors, amazing cameras, faster charging, and bigger batteries. Some of these phones are even cheaper than the iPhone. But there is one question that has confused the business world for years. Why do millions of people still choose Apple? Why are customers willing to pay premium prices for Apple products when there are so many cheaper alternatives available? The answer is not just technology. The real secret behind Apple's success is much deeper. Apple does not simply sell smartphones, laptops, or watches. Apple sells trust, experience, and a feeling of belonging. For decades, Apple has built one of the strongest brands in human history. A brand so powerful that millions of people are willing to wait in lines, pay higher prices, and upgrade to new products every year. But how did Apple create this level of loyalty? How did a technology company become one of the most valuable businesses in the world? In this documentary, we will uncover the business strategy behind Apple's success. We will explore how Apple uses branding, customer psychology, pricing, ecosystem, and innovation to create a business machine that generates billions of dollars every year. When people talk about Apple, the first product that comes to mind is the iPhone. And there is a good reason for that. The iPhone is one of the most successful products ever created. It changed the smartphone industry and completely transformed how people interact with technology. But the iPhone itself is not Apple's biggest advantage. Apple's biggest advantage is trust. Trust is something that takes years to build. But once a company earns it, it becomes one of the strongest competitive advantages in business. When customers buy an Apple product, they are not only buying hardware, they are buying confidence. They believe the product will be simple, reliable, secure, and easy to use. This emotional connection is what separates Apple from many competitors. Many companies compete by offering lower prices, more features, or more choices. Apple follows a different strategy. Instead of trying to become the cheapest option, Apple focuses on becoming the most desirable option. This strategy is based on a simple idea. People do not always buy what they need. They often buy what they want to represent. Think about luxury brands. A luxury watch does not only tell time. A luxury car does not only provide transportation. These products represent success, achievement, and personal identity. Apple applied the same psychology to technology. An iPhone is not just a phone. For many people, it represents design, creativity, quality, and status. This is why Apple can charge premium prices, while many competitors struggle with lower profit margins. Another important part of Apple's strategy is simplicity. While many technology companies release dozens of products every year, Apple keeps its product lineup focused. This allows the company to control quality, improve user experience, and create stronger demand for each product. Every Apple launch becomes a global event. Millions of people watch announcements, discuss new features, and create excitement before the product even reaches stores. This level of attention is extremely valuable. Apple does not just sell products, it creates moments. And those moments strengthen the emotional connection between the company and its customers. But creating customers is only the beginning. The real power of Apple's business model comes from keeping those customers for years. A company can make money by selling one product once, but the greatest businesses create relationships that continue for decades. And this is where Apple's biggest strategy begins. The ecosystem, a carefully designed network of products and services that keeps customers connected to Apple. In the next part, we will explore how Apple's ecosystem became one of the strongest business strategies in modern history and how it transformed ordinary customers into lifelong Apple users. The biggest strength of Apple's business model is not just creating great products, it is creating an ecosystem where every product works together perfectly. Imagine someone buys an iPhone for the first time. At the beginning, they only own a smartphone, but slowly, Apple introduces them to a complete world of connected products and services. They buy AirPods because they connect instantly with the iPhone. They buy an Apple Watch because it works seamlessly with their phone. They store photos and files using iCloud. Later, they may purchase a MacBook or an iPad because everything already works together. This is the power of the Apple ecosystem. Apple has created an environment where each product makes the other products more valuable. A single device becomes the entry point into a much larger business relationship. This strategy is extremely powerful because it increases customer loyalty. When someone owns multiple Apple products, switching to another brand becomes more difficult. Not because customers are forced to stay, but because the experience they have built becomes valuable to them. Their photos, files, passwords, subscriptions, and daily habits are connected to Apple's ecosystem. This creates something every company dreams of: long-term customers. From a financial perspective, this strategy is incredibly important. A customer who buys only an iPhone creates one source of revenue, but a customer who uses multiple Apple products and services creates multiple revenue streams over many years. This is why Apple focuses not only on selling hardware, but also on building a complete digital ecosystem. The company understands a simple business principle: acquiring a new customer is expensive, but keeping an existing customer is extremely valuable. Apple's ecosystem turns customers into long-term users. And this long-term relationship is one of the reasons Apple has been able to maintain strong profitability. But Apple's success is not only based on technology. Another major reason behind its growth is marketing. Apple's marketing strategy is different from many companies because it does not focus only on specifications and technical numbers. Instead, Apple focuses on stories. When Apple launches a new product, the company does not simply talk about processor speed or hardware improvements. It talks about creativity, productivity, privacy, and how the product can improve people's lives. Apple understands human psychology. People remember emotions better than information. A customer may forget the exact technical details of a product, but they remember how that product made them feel. This is why Apple's advertisements often focus on lifestyle rather than just features. The company wants customers to imagine themselves using the product. A creative person making a movie on a MacBook. A traveler capturing memories on an iPhone. A professional managing work from anywhere. Apple sells the vision of what people can achieve with its products. Another powerful marketing strategy Apple uses is product launches. Apple events have become some of the most watched technology events in the world. Before every major launch, millions of people discuss rumors, expectations, and possible new features. This creates free marketing worth billions of dollars. The excitement itself becomes part of the product. Apple has mastered the art of creating anticipation, but one of the most interesting parts of Apple's strategy is pricing. Many companies believe lowering prices is the best way to increase sales. Apple thinks differently. Instead of competing on price, Apple competes on value. The company positions its products as premium products, and premium pricing supports that image. When a company lowers prices too often, customers may start questioning the value of the product. Apple avoids this by maintaining a premium position. The high price communicates quality, innovation, and exclusivity. This does not mean Apple simply charges more money. The company also invests heavily in design, software, security, customer support, and product development. The goal is to make customers believe that the experience is worth the price. This strategy creates something very important in business: pricing power. Pricing power means a company can increase prices without losing a large number of customers. Very few companies in the world have this ability. Apple has built this advantage over decades. But the story does not end with selling expensive devices. The next stage of Apple's strategy is even more powerful: services. Behind the hardware business, Apple has created a growing digital services empire that generates recurring revenue every month. In the next part, we will explore how services like the App Store, iCloud, Apple Music, and other digital products transformed Apple from a hardware company into a complete technology ecosystem. For many years, people saw Apple as a hardware company, a company that made iPhones, computers, and other physical devices. But behind the scenes, Apple was building something much bigger. The company was slowly transforming itself into a technology ecosystem powered by services. This shift became one of the most important strategies in Apple's history. Selling hardware creates a large amount of revenue, but services create something even more valuable: recurring income. Every time someone buys an iPhone, Apple earns money once from that purchase. But when that same customer uses iCloud storage, subscribes to Apple Music, downloads apps from the App Store, or pays for other Apple services, the company continues earning revenue over time. This creates a more stable and predictable business model. The App Store is one of the strongest examples of this strategy. Apple created a marketplace where millions of developers can build applications for Apple users. Every year, billions of app downloads happen through this platform, creating a huge digital economy. The company also expanded into services like cloud storage, entertainment, payments, and subscriptions. The goal was simple: increase the value of every customer. Instead of asking, "How can we sell more phones?" Apple started asking a different question: how can we make every customer relationship more valuable? This is a major difference between ordinary companies and great companies. Great businesses do not only focus on transactions, they focus on creating long-term relationships. And this strategy has helped Apple become one of the most profitable companies in the world. Apple's financial success is not only about revenue, it is about efficiency. Many companies generate large sales numbers but struggle to create strong profits. Apple has built a business model where premium pricing, strong brand loyalty, and an efficient supply chain work together to create impressive profit margins. The company carefully controls its products, designs its own software, manages its ecosystem, and creates a consistent user experience. This level of control allows Apple to protect its brand value. Another important part of Apple's financial strategy is its ability to generate enormous cash flow. Strong cash flow gives a company flexibility. It allows Apple to invest in research, develop new technologies, acquire talent, improve products, and return value to shareholders. This financial strength gives Apple an advantage that many competitors cannot easily match. However, no company stays successful forever without facing challenges. Apple also has risks. One major challenge is competition. Technology companies around the world continue to improve their products, and competitors are constantly trying to capture Apple's customers. Another challenge is innovation. The technology industry moves extremely fast. A company that leads today can quickly fall behind if it fails to adapt. Artificial intelligence is one of the biggest changes happening in technology right now. AI has the potential to transform smartphones, computers, and digital services. For Apple, the future will depend on how successfully it can integrate artificial intelligence into its ecosystem while maintaining its focus on privacy and user experience. Another challenge is global supply chains. Apple relies on a complex network of suppliers and manufacturing partners around the world. Managing these relationships while reducing risks will remain an important part of the company's future strategy. But despite these challenges, Apple's biggest advantage remains the same. Its relationship with customers. Technology changes, products change, markets change, but a strong brand with loyal customers can survive these changes. Apple's story teaches an important lesson about business. The world's greatest companies are not always the ones that sell the most products. They are the ones that create the strongest connection with their customers. Apple did not become successful by competing only on price or specifications. It became successful by understanding human behavior, It understood that people do not only buy products, they buy experiences, they buy trust, they buy a vision of what they want their future to look like. And that is the true secret behind Apple's business strategy. A company that started with computers eventually created one of the most powerful ecosystems in modern history. A company that sells technology became a symbol of innovation, design, and premium experiences. The future will bring new challenges, new competitors, and new technologies. But one thing is clear: Apple's greatest product has never been the iPhone. It has always been the business strategy behind it. The ability to create value, build loyalty, and turn ordinary customers into lifelong supporters. That is the real story of Apple.